Hub, and in this video we'll be talking about using cinnamon powder to treat Candida or yeast infection. So there's been a lot of research on cinnamon powder, different kinds of cinnamon powder as well, that demonstrate that cinnamon has a very powerful ability to stop Candida and therefore can be used successfully to treat a yeast infection. So let's take a look at some of the research that demonstrates cinnamon's ability to stop the yeast Candida. A 2012 study published in the International Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences Review used two different types of cinnamon and tested them on Candida albicans. The two types of cinnamon were true cinnamon, which is Cinnamomum zeylanicum, and cassia cinnamon, which is Cinnamomum cassia. Now, true cinnamon is going to be the kind you find in the grocery store, labeled as powdered cinnamon. And the cassia cinnamon is sometimes labeled as Chinese cinnamon and should be more rare and probably not the kind of cinnamon you have at your house. The study also found that true cinnamon, or the zeylanicum species, inhibited Candida a little bit better than the cassia cinnamon did. And there's a chart on Candida Hub taken from the study that shows just how well these two spices, as well as a few other spices, worked at inhibiting Candida growth over the course of about 30 days. Another study, a 1996 study published in the American Journal of Chinese Medicine, looked at true cinnamon, the zeylanicum species, and sought to find out how it would affect Candida. The types of Candida used in the study were fluconazole susceptible, which means it could be killed by fluconazole, and also fluconazole resistant Candida, which demonstrated a resistance to this common antifungal drug. The study found that all the different types of Candida that the cinnamon bark was tested on were successfully inhibited by the cinnamon bark, which means the cinnamon stopped the growth of all of the Candida. And the minimum inhibitory concentration, which is the smallest amount that will successfully stop the growth of an organism, was found to be 0.05 milligrams to about 30 milligrams of cinnamon bark powder. So just a small amount, a few milligrams of this cinnamon bark was capable of stopping all the different species of Candida in the study. So these two studies give us a really good idea that cinnamon is an excellent treatment for a yeast infection, and there's a lot of other research that has been done that demonstrates cinnamon's ability to stop Candida as well. So how should you use cinnamon to treat a yeast infection? Well, the renowned herbalist and author, Dr. James Duke, in his book, The Green Pharmacy, recommends mixing antifungal herbs together to enhance their effectiveness. Duke cites research that states that a combination of plant essential oils often works much better at inhibiting fungus than just one essential oil by itself would. So you should try to mix in several different types of herbs and essential oils that all have anti-Candida activity to your natural yeast infection treatment. This should give you a much better yeast infection treatment than, say, just using one type of herb by itself to combat Candida. One cool way you can use to treat your yeast infection is by mixing cinnamon powder in coconut oil or honey. Both coconut oil and honey can inhibit and stop the development of Candida. So you're getting two different natural remedies at the same time, which is an excellent idea when you're trying to treat a yeast infection by using the coconut oil or honey. Just add in about 10% cinnamon powder to your coconut oil or your honey and just apply it wherever you have the Candida problem on your body. There probably won't be too many side effects from cinnamon because it is a common food and people eat this spice every day around the world, and I have yet to hear of too many hazardous complications from cinnamon powder, so it should be relatively safe to use. Well, that's all for this video. If you'd like to get a little bit more information about cinnamon for Candida, you can check out the article below to Candida Hub. It has a lot of information about this topic. And while you're there, you can also learn about a natural cure for yeast infections that will get rid of them in about 12 hours. So it may be something you would find interesting to check out. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you get better very soon. See ya.